Good day, guys. How you doing? Hope we are all good. So, top of the morning, we are selling C500 at CMP. So, my reasoning for the sell, you can see we created a peak at the top there. We broke an order block. Let's see. Yes, okay. We broke an order block and we retested it. We came again. We dropped and broke a structure and retested it. And I'm looking forward for price to take out this liquidity here. We can still drop to this low. We can still come take out this liquidity. That's also possible. But for now, my immediate setup is from here to here. That's my immediate setup. But at the same time, price can still retrace all the way up here. So let's drop down. Let me just quickly check the daily. Oh, so the reason the daily might slow down is because we've hit the 13 EMA here. Let me minimize this a little bit. Excuse me. We've hit the 13 EMA, so we could get a retracement up, but this price action for me, I'd actually love to see this price break this level. As soon as we break that red line we have, I'm looking forward for price to come all the way to this liquidity on the bottom. That's possible before we get like a long-term reversal. That's my current view for now. So I'm just going to quickly mark this low here. So 31.35 ultimate zone where price can get to, or they can stop right around 3,200. It's also a point of interest. Okay, these are all targets if we happen to break this daily zone here or this daily order block. So when it drops down to H4, H4, we could get a retracement. So let me just drop down the time frame and see how we can manage our trades. Because I feel like H4 might come back up into this minor supply zone. So let me just also mark that zone. Okay, right there. Dropping down to H1. Okay, so when we are on H1, you will see that the supply zone I marked on H4 is right here. This is where we can get a retracement into today. So we've got this higher high, price dropped, created a lower high. Sorry. Okay, I'm coming. All right, sorry about that. I was just helping somebody. Okay, so we've got a lower low here, a lower high here, lower low, lower high, lower low. So price can potentially create a lower high in this area, which is a high probability area. But at the same time, what I'm looking at is this. On the sell here, we had a 50 static bounce. We had TDI bouncing off the 50 level. On the second lower high, we had a baseline bounce. So potentially here, if we have acceleration in the market, right here, we might get another baseline bounce and price might react right here. That's my reasoning for the current sells, even though it's not yet confirmed. So let's see what would be the safe entry for a sell. All right. Okay. So this last low here, which we have, because I'm actually thinking this price might actually be pushing up to the H4 supply zone at the top here. So based on this price action I'm seeing now, I think I will close the runners which I have. I'll actually close the runners because I feel like this price intraday we will actually be pushing up into this zone before we create a new pattern for a sell. So that's how I'm currently viewing it. But again, at the same time, we have a flip zone area where price is bouncing off yesterday's lows. If you see right there. So let's see. I think let me see if I've got two runners. If it's two runners, then I'll close one. Okay, yeah. All right, I'll close one. So I'll leave one runner in case this price decides to respect this level. Right, I'll leave one runner. So if you come below this zone, I'm looking to add my sells. But here I'm anticipating still price to come up here, then create a new pattern at the top. So that's my view on C5. C300, we had nice sells yesterday. So today my view, looking at the daily chart, looks like it's retracing. We will potentially get slightly above this zone. Okay, so let's look for a potential sell entry. Let me remove these. Okay, so if you notice from this peak, I had a supply zone here, so I was anticipating a reversal into this area. I'm still anticipating a reversal into that area. I also have a new supply zone here, which I'm about to mark. So sometimes price will respect a zone and they won't go to the next one. So we want to see how price will react on this area. At the same time, you'll see that we had a level here. It's almost on the same area as this level. So let's see how they act here. If we get a nice rejecting candle, we might consider sells from here. But at the same time, we know price can come as high as this area. We can come into these minor zones here from the smaller time frames as well. Let's just see how each one is looking. Okay, you can see that minor zone we have, so we can have price reacting off here without getting into the major supply zone. So 39.35, let's confirm it. No, 39.50 actually is a point of interest. So we've got a point of interest for sales on 39.50. We've got a point of interest for sales on 41.35. And at current market price so far, we don't have a pattern, so I'm really not sure what will happen here. So unless I get like a nameable candle, maybe a bearish engulfing, then I might consider sells from here. But for now, these are my 2 points of interest, which I'll wait for before I even decide to take a trade. C1, I've been anticipating sells. My reasoning for these sells are we've got a multi-week divergence. So this is a zone from last week. This is this week's highs. So this high and this high, you can see if you put a trend line there, it's slanting down, it's slanting up. That's divergence, followed by almost equal highs here and a baseline bounce. So what could happen is price might give a second baseline bounce here, which can be a stop hunt here or taking out everybody who's correct before the price drops. So I would say I do want to sell, but I'm still a bit patient with this one. So let's check out the daily is looking. The daily, you can see we had a nice spike candle here yesterday. So that was like the stop hunt or whatever you want to call it. Today we could get a bearish closing candle. So I'm leaning on sells. I'm leaning on sells. If we drop down to H1 now, you see there's our high, which is the peak. Price broke and retested, came down, broke this area and retested it earlier. Now we're having a retracement to this move. That's how I'm viewing this. So I'm still leaning on sells. So where can we sell C5? I'll be looking, since this is the retracement, I'm looking for an interaction with the 50 level. TDI is to confirm something here. So we can get a retracement into this area, maybe into this order block from earlier today. That's where we can potentially get high probability sells from. So if you put it like this, you see that area is right here. So around 63, 63.60 high probability sell limit on 63.60. I also want to see this level get taken out. So soon as price takes this price out, even by a few pips, that's when I'll start looking for a nameable candle. Once they reject, then I'll be looking for sells and looking forward for price to at least get to yesterday's lows, which is my target. So the TP for this one will be 6,300 initially, then we'll see if they will continue to the downside. So for now, what I want to see is price take out this level here around 63.50. I would say we can wait for price from 63.50 to 63.60. That's a sell point of interest. So as soon as price gets in here, we can start looking for sells. But if they break this level and come above here, that will be a new setup forming, and this will cut loss if we effective trade. Then we'll wait to see if they take out today's highs, maybe. Maybe they still want to come and retest this order block from yesterday. We'll just be checking maybe around 63.85. That's another point of interest if they break this first two. So that's my view on C1000. B500, I looked at it earlier. I was seeing a buy. The reason I want to buy this is just simple. It's a retracement to the sell. So if you notice here, wherever there's these tiny blue arrows is where we actually bought or where I set a signal. Some of them played out, some of them didn't. Like yesterday, this one didn't play out where it buys here. It refused to come back up here. So today, what we have is a peak. We broke structure, so we've got lower low, lower high, lower low. This could be a lower high, or price wants to create another lower high up here. So it could be a possible scalp buy, but I don't really want to put my money here because we'll be trading against the trend. But if price comes back above this level, then we are looking for buys. So we want to look at this level from yesterday. Price can still get into this level. That could be a reasoning for a scalp buy into this area. Then they can still continue dropping on their way. So that's my current view. So from current market price to this level is about 40 pips. So let's see if we've got any pattern. The pattern will only be confirmed at the close above this candle. So from there to here, that's 30 pips. That's a trade which we can take. if we get a close above this level, maybe a slight retracement on the 5 minutes, we can still get a 30 pip buy here. We still get a 30 pip buy here. I also want to see price take out these highs before they continue going down. Get it? So we'll be buying into a retracement of this down move, which is currently going on at the moment. And at the same time, we can see prices bouncing off yesterday's lows. That could be a reasoning why this particular setup can play out. So just get ready to actually buy B500. Let me just check M5. Okay, I'm actually going to have one runner now at current market price. So you can have one position. Then soon as price breaks above 48.50, from 48.50, soon as we get a break around 48.50, 48.52 here, soon as we get a close here, we are going to add, then we're going to target our 30 pips going back up to take out this high. So that's my current view on B500. B1000 has been strongly pushing down. I think yesterday the trade we actually took, I don't know whether we were lucky, but we took, price actually didn't touch into this order block. But what I noticed is they were respecting the 200 EMA here. Then we started buying somewhere here. They retraced. I sold this. We scaled in. We took about 40 pips and we exited somewhere here or somewhere here, if I'm not mistaken. And we were targeting this area. You can see they didn't get there because the selling pressure was too much. So again, if we're trading against the trends, don't target a lot of pips. Just target 20 to 30 pips and take your profits. So today we see they're pushing down, daily charts pushing down as well. But again, I remember we spoke about this. We've been speaking about this, saying price can potentially come take out liquidity here. So when we're looking at price here, we're saying, okay, we could get buys. You can see we had some buys on this day. And we're saying, okay, as much as we want to get up here, price can still retrace. So this could be a retracement for a continuation up to take liquidity here. Right here, I also have like a demand zone where we can buy from. That's where price currently is. So we should just keep stoking B1 because I feel like when they decide to move, it's just going to be a big move because you can see this move down is just like your small candles, small candles, small candles. And as soon as they decide to push up, it's going to be a quick push up. So we should just keep stoking and look for reasons to buy a retracement into the sell. So the first order block I have is right here. So if we can get a break on 13,780, 13,780, if we can get a break and a close above, we can look for a potential buy. But right now it's not yet clear. So what I would advise is leave your chart on H1, then wait for H1 to give you a reversal candle. That's the best way to approach this trade. So leave your chart on H1, wait for price to give a reversal candle. Then after that, we look for a pattern on smaller time frame, then we execute. So that's my view on B1. J10, I think we're looking forward for sales yesterday, but they didn't break our safe entry here. Remember, I said, as soon as they break here and close below, that's when we sell. So we didn't get that. Looks like they're actually bouncing off that zone. Another rejection here. So we could see this price push up. So let's just see how the daily candles are looking. Yeah, so we could potentially get continuation push up. But again, this resistance zone is too close. Price can still just come and tap and push up. So for now, I wouldn't want to be active on J10 yet until I've got a clear price action. Again, this could be a range. As you can see, they're playing between this supply zone and this bottom area here from yesterday's lows. So the best trade possibly would be outside this area. If you want to buy, buys are possible. Maybe going back up here is possible. Then sells are possible from that area if it's a ranging market. But the safest trade would be to wait for price to get outside this range. Unless you're seeing clear price action inside, then you can execute. So J10, I don't have anything solid. V250S, we had a successful trade. We eventually closed out yesterday, and this is the only synthetic index which we swing. We hold for a couple of days. So this one played out for now. Let's see. I see a demand zone here. So if they respect this area here, we're still looking for buys. Right? If they respect that area there, we're still looking for buys. Again, we try to keep it simple with this particular index. We try to keep it simple. The reason why is because, you know, sometimes a small move on V250S can bring a lot of pips. So simplicity is best. So as long as we're trading above the 50 EMA, we should be bullish. We've got a demand zone, we've got the 50 EMA, so we're looking for a reaction here like this. So you can see here where the reaction is top hunt and a push, a reaction, a push, a retracement, a push. So now we're waiting for a reaction. If we get a reaction, we look for either a pattern for a push or wait for a stop hunt, then we can execute. But if they come below this zone, then we have to wait and see how they want to act with the previous zones before we take any action. And this is on the 4-hour chart. So try to keep track of it on the 4-hour, then you use the smaller time frames for patterns. So as you can see, the same areas we were buying from, there was the H1 reaction, there's the stop hunt. Here we just had a nice reaction and a continuation up. Here there was no entry unless maybe we were the M15 or M5. Then we've got these highs. Price could also be reversing, so we could get something like this. They will push up, then they'll come down, then they'll do this. So just be open to trade either way. But at this point in time, we're just waiting for a reaction for a possible buy. So on H1 again, we've got these order blocks here. So that's our demand zone within the H4 demand zone. So anyway, inside this area, if we get a rejection or a nameable candle rejecting, then we can look for buys on V2501S. So that's my view there. J10, shade my view. B1, we're patiently waiting. B5, we have one position. So in this position, where is our stop loss? Our stop loss can come below this last bullish candle here. So the stop loss can be on 48.32 is fine. So it's almost like a 10 pip stop loss, which is perfectly fine. So if we can have a stop loss there, that's perfect. Once we close above, we scale in. C1, that runner we have. We'll just see what happens, but they can potentially come back up here again. C5 again with that runner. We're waiting to see how they want to act around this area. If we get it close below this red line here on the 5-minute time frame, we can scale in 8 positions and then target about 30 to 50 pips. That can also play out. C3. We're just waiting to see how they act here and mainly on this red line here. That's where we'll be waiting for them. So I think that's it for me today. I don't know. Okay, I thought there was one guy in this. I wanted to open for questions. But anyways, if you're watching this on YouTube and you still have questions, you can still drop into our Telegram group. Then you can just tag the session and you can ask your questions. If you've got any additions or subtractions, feel free to comment. And if these sessions are helping you, also don't hesitate to like, share, and subscribe. Okay, guys, last day of the week. I think with synthetics, we'll still be trading over the weekend as long as we have some time. So apart from that, I hope your week was peaceful. Enjoy the rest of your day. Good trading.